what that was.
That's the Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh.
Mellon, Collie, and Infinite Sanders. Bumble Fluff.
What's the name of the song?
Opening track of the whole album. That's all it does. It just does that. Does some cool strings.
Okay.
And then gets into it after that.
Does it? They go hard, huh?
Well, sort of. It's tonight after that. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Great Measures. My name is Richard. This is Judson.
Great Measures.
We're going to revisit Mudvayne. We did, a while back, we did Something to Gain from the album LD50.
About that serial killer.
Correct. We're going to do another song from that album. This is probably my favorite Mudvayne song.
Well, Hip Hop Hooray. Ho.
For me, yeah.
Hey.
The song's called Severed. I'm going to have a lyric video set up for you. If you want to follow along, you can. If not, but I think the lyrics are really cool in this song. I think it's going to probably spark a little bit of a conversation.
So you say.
You'll probably see it from a different perspective than I do. And
Well, that's what perspective
much deeper
is all
than
about.
I am seeing it.
No.
Let's do it.
All right, then.
All right.
Proceed, Richard.
Listen unto me. You can never look back to the visions from the past. They fade, and once in time you gotta just trust me to hold your hand through. Then I'll turn and walk away. Run away, you'll be okay. Run away from me. Don't give my kip up for you. That's where the hell I come. I get away. Something to my ugly place and save yourself. The records of my tongue is for the people that gotta just trust me to hold your hand through. Then I'll turn and walk your innocence and blind guilt. I divorce the lies and the confidence. I'm divorcing every motherfucking day. I divorce the love and meaning. I divorce the makeshift holiday. I divorce the dirtiness of violence. I divorce the past apologizing. I divorce control. I divorce the fight. I divorce the virtue. I divorce the right. I divorce the excuse. I divorce the great. I divorce the great. I divorce iniquity. It is motherfucking bullshit. always be your shadow. Fill your eyes from states of being so far. I can't be the hero anymore. I spit up on my plate and then I turn and walk away. I spit up on my plate and I disrupt the family. I spit up on my plate as I savor the entity and I feel your warm sun on my face. Separate, separate, separate,
What'd you think?
Severed.
Severed.
Oh, no, let's talk about the music first.
Okay.
The bass. The bass.
The bass.
I like how they put together. They're from the '90s, right? They come out of the
This
90s.
album's from 2000.
But they're born out of.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you classify them. I don't think you have to call them alternative or something like that.
Yeah, they kind of get lumped into the nu metal category.
Do they?
Yeah, but it's not.
Well, musically, it's I think it's like I think I hear like Soundgarden.
Okay.
One of the last the Soundgarden song we listened to.
Yeah.
Has that just driving, but then it's just so cool. The when they break or when they. How they choose to kind of move through their parts, you know what I mean? Like all of a sudden it's just the bass, and then just the drums and the bass, or just the drums and the guitars. Do simple stuff every now and then, just playing like, and then I like how they move in and out of the space of their song.
Yeah.
They're rarely all just,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I mean they do that, but
Sure.
I like that about them.
Yeah.
Drums sound really good. Bass is just the bass. Bass.
Yeah, it's
But and the singer goes back and forth from screaming his head off in anguish to singing.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's got a great voice.
I guess I could hear in his singing voice a little bit, maybe the new metalish kind of a thing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they get lumped into that category, but they're not.
I can see them influencing that category.
Yeah. They're more of an alternative nu metal, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess you could say that.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish there was as many subgenres for like other stuff that there are for metal. You know, metal is just so crazy with all its subgenres.
Yeah.
There's no other, like, jazz is jazz. I mean, there's fusion and acid jazz and whatever else, but my God.
Yeah, there's
not like black hard rock and soft hard rock. I mean, there's soft, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just a lot of, anyway.
I think I would probably venture to say that metal metal as a whole, you know, has the most subgenres of anything.
Yeah. I mean, alternative was just like the alternative of everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like alternative stuff, maybe like
Sure.
certain subgenres of alternative.
Yeah. Like if you look at it like a chart, you've got metal, metal. And then you've got extreme metal and progressive, and under extreme metal goes to black metal, death metal, thrash metal.
Doom and...
Yeah, and then you got your doom and your progressive and your, I mean, it's endless.
Wild.
New metal, alternative metal.
Wild. Anyway, yeah. What do those words mean that he was saying?
The
Ein Sof.
Ein Sof R, and that's how he says it. I guess that's how you say it. So I did a little bit of research on it. It is a term used in Jewish Kabbalah.
Kabbalah?
To summarize
Kabbalah, or how, I mean, they say it different ways.
To summarize the manifested universe as it emanates from consciousness. The term reflects the unfolding of creation as demarcated along three key creative states. Those states being Ein Sof, and Ein Sof R.
What do they mean?
Ein is the fabric of consciousness in its original state, or undifferentiated consciousness, equal as a state of I. Ein Sof is the fabric of consciousness as it existed after the initial intensification of consciousness and the consequent self-realization of I, but before the initiation of emanation. Once a monad existed in the fabric, consciousness became differentiated. Ein Sof R is and we're probably pronouncing that wrong, I'm sorry.
No, I don't think so.
The fabric of consciousness as it exists during the perpetual and eternal emanation / unfolding of physical creation, emanating consciousness.
And where is it in the line? Where did they put the lyric? Where did they put it in the lyric? What does it follow?
So he says, release and run to me. You can never look back to the visions from the past. They fade and wilt in time. You've got to just trust me to hold your hand through. Then I'll turn and walk away. Eclipse you and bleed you. Strip you of your states of Ein Sof R. Eclipse you. I spit up on my plate and I push everything away. I need, and we sever all ties. It creates disruption midst circles of friends. I become the sacrifice. Spare your life and leave me to my misery.
Okay.
How do you feel about that? Is that...
Well, what is severed?
I? The ego? Or is it because you've achieved this state of consciousness, right? That... he's talking about his circle of friends. What does he say? Sorry.
He'll be the one to...
It creates disruption midst circle of friends.
The eye does.
Or is it the shedding of the eye takes you to a different state of mind and it alienates your friends?
So... I'm trying to figure out, I want to say...
Again, it could be some surface level thing where you're severing yourself from a relationship.
Here's why I'm saying it. So, back when I was on dope, I died once.
Okay.
Well, the third time that I died, I remember everything. Was dead. I was dead. Signed the death. They signed the death certificate. So, and one of the things I remember in particular, where I was, which I could talk about forever, because it was forever, but I'll never forget. It was a fact.
Where you were.
It was a fact
during death. During the state of death.
When I died, and when I was.
Okay, where you were.
It's really hard to talk about that kind of thing because
sure.
it's not really. But I specifically remember, first of all, the the place that I was a fabric that we were all woven into, as best as I can say it, and was there for a million years. But I'll never forget. I won't forget any of it. But I'll never forget having this thought of I. And I remember thinking, and the first thought was, I have things going on, or there are things that I'm involved in. And I felt this violent pluck. Have I told you this before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that initial thought of I pulled me out of it. And then I was like, oh, I am somebody, I'm a thing. Mm-hmm. And it was further and further the more I remembered the I. So I feel like that's what the Ein Sof is. So that part of it, I think, was the Ein Sof, was that you realize that you are a part of something rather than the part, you know. And then everything else, this being the Ein Sof far, what was it?
Ein Sof R.
Ein Sof R, yeah. So the R is what we are now, okay. Right? So maybe the severed part is kind of like you said. It sounds like on its surface that it's saying to sever, to disrupt your circle of friends, to disrupt life as you know it, as you're involved in it in physical form. It sounds like you're severing yourself from life. Like, I want to die. I want to get away from this.
Sure. And as the song goes on, he gets into that, like...
Sort of.
Yeah.
But I wonder if that's really just a metaphor of, like kind of like you said, severing yourself from the ego. And then there's sort of a misery. There is sort of a misery
Sure.
in having to live in a life where you're not part of the program.
Mm-hmm.
Then you are, in a sense, it's strange because in a sense you are alone. But you're moving towards non-ego in that sense, right? Mm-hmm. You're trying to get out of yourself in this particular data set, I guess.
Sure.
So to then turn around and say I have misery is still ego. But I think maybe that's what I hear in it, is that the severing is the severance of, like you said, a circle of friends, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I don't know. I guess what we're talking about is being a part of the oneness, or thinking that you're one of many, and then trying to sever yourself from being one of many and go back to the oneness. There's a misery when you're living in the many. You can't get away from the many.
Sure.
But then you're also severed from the oneness when you... The eclipse you part was what I was trying to think about. Is he saying eclipse the world, eclipse you, what do you do you, no, I'm asking you. Where does the eclipse you come from? Eclipse who? Like plural
That's
you?
why I say it could possibly be straight up on the surface of relationship.
So you think the severing is just sick of the whole thing?
Yeah.
And just trying to just sick and tired of the sick.
If we go surface level with it, yeah, I think so.
I mean, surface is still on the top of the deep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the fact that it mentions that Ein Sof, like I think about it from a spiritual sense of, you know, severing the ego and severing yourself from the ego, or. But
where does misery play into that? You know, I mean, because that effort is a hard.
I think the misery, you know, to achieve, you know, enlightenment, I think there's a process of misery you have to go through to get there.
And the last part of the song is I divorce myself.
Everything. Yeah.
And I mean, divorce being a term which is a breaking of a union, but a union that's supposed to be, I don't want to go too far into this, but a union that is between two different entities supposed to be one.
Yeah.
But that's really not. You know, don't get married is what I'm trying to say.
I don't know. That's it's another one of those.
I divorced myself. Like I can't do this anymore. This is over. I don't know. Like I spit on my plate. He said at one point.
And then I turn and walk away.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I see it as an effort of doing something that I find to be a positive life choice.
Sure. Yeah.
Towards what life really is.
Yeah. But you think of severed, you think of something negative.
Sure.
But I take this one in a positive way
Sure.
of the struggle of severing.
And then the misery,
from
I don't know. Maybe there's just a constant being torn between. You say circle of friends. I mean, sometimes people have circle of friends, and that's what's up. Mm-hmm. But, all that doesn't. But it does matter. I'm just trying to find the misery part in it, because I think the more, at least that I try to move towards severing myself from the simulated existence that we're in. Elon. He thinks we're in a simulation, but it's not. There's not much misery involved.
Yeah.
Unless I'm hanging on to all those things, and I'm wondering if that's why he listed all the things he did at the end. That it's a lot of shit to try to get away from. You can't just get away from one thing.
Right.
You have to make the effort to get away from
sever
it
all ties.
Right. Mm-hmm. Because there towards the end of the lyrics, he does say. And I wonder if that's also a play on the word insofar.
Meaning what?
Like being, insofar as I have done this to you, or as far as I've gone as of now. I can't remember the preceding line. What do you say after ain't so? What do you say before ain't so far? It could be a play on words.
That's the eclipse you line. Eclipse you, I spit up on my plate and I push everything away. And we sever all ties. It creates disruption amidst circle of friends. I become the sacrifice. Spare your life and lead me to my misery.
Yeah, but where's the ain't so far place?
That was before that. And bleed you, strip you of your states of ain't so far.
Yeah.
Eclipse you.
Of your states in so far, like that you've gotten, that you are as of now.
Okay.
Maybe
Sure.
That's what I thought he said when I was listening to it at first, was insofar,
Yeah.
states that you've accumulated as of up to this point.
Okay.
And that would make sense in the ain't so. I mean, that term is, like you said, real. Material and matter unfolding, existing.
Right.
So far, being in the present. And states. I like the word state because state of being insofar as you are insofar. Anyway.
Okay. Cool.
Well, let's sever this conversation.
Let's sever this conversation and leave it to the comments. Let us know what this song means to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
we don't know.
was Severed by Mudvayne from LD50. We are Great Measures. My name is
Great Measures.
Richard.
Starring Richard.
This is Judson.
Starring Judson.
Have a wonderful day, everybody.